Good afternoon, everyone. We have 75 members signed up for this session now, and we also have a few members watching us on YouTube Live. Yes, we have everyone on mute. I think it's better because so that we can avoid all the distractions and the disturbances from everyone's background noises. And we'll get started in about a minute. Just hang in there. Thank you. Okay, so we'll get started now. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you very much for joining this session. My name is Amalur Jude, and I welcome you all for this session on AI for engineers. I'm very glad to welcome all the students of CGC, most importantly, all the professors, lecturers, HODs to join this session. We are very happy that we are able to extend this particular 1 hour to spend the time with you all. I'm sure many of you may have questions, and many of you probably are trying to get into a Zoom call. Probably it's not allowing you, and you're probably already familiar with Zoom has a this particular Zoom has a limit of 100. So you can probably advise your friends to click on the YouTube live link to watch this entire program. So without further ado, I would like to get started. And before I get started, you may be thinking, hey, why are we looking at this robot in the picture? So some of you may know what it is, some of you may not know what it is. So what you're seeing on the screen is the latest Mars uh, rover mission that was sent by NASA. And it was in the news in the last couple of days because I think many of us, if you have glued into this particular program and the initiative by NASA, you would have also watched the live touchdown of this particular robotic rover. It's called the NASA Perseverance. So NASA Perseverance is our latest Mars mission that was uh, launched last year, 2020, and it had a touchdown a couple of days back. But why are we even talking about it in a program on AI for engineers? The interesting aspect of the Perseverance is that it has an AI powered device, and it's called the Planetary Instrument for X ray Lithochemistry. in short form PIXL, probably we can even refer it as Pixel. It's actually a very small instrument that is what we are looking at the end of the robotic arm of the Perseverance in the screen. And it is actually going to do a lot of drilling and collection of samples from the Mars and send the data to us. And it is completely powered by the latest AI algorithms that is being fed into it. So it is a very interesting and very exciting moment for the whole mankind, because we are able to send a very futuristic and advanced probe into our neighboring planet. So today, who's going to be talking with you all? So today it's going to be me, that is Amalur Jode, and I'm very happy and honored to be talking to you all. And I'm the founder and CEO of Modo Edu Labs. Modo Edu Labs is a Bangalore-based startup, and we've already, working with many of the colleges, especially engineering colleges of repute, and we are extremely interested in working with you all students in skill building and helping you with all the innovation that we could potentially lead up to what we can call as a technology revolution that we are seeing across our lives. Joined with me, and I'm very happy to invite Mr. Chandrasekharan. He is head of our operations. He is also very closely working with us on all the curriculum development, project development for our initiatives with colleges across India. And Chandrasekharan brings in more than 35 years of experience in IT, working with the big names such as HCL Technologies, Wipro, Aztecsoft, Genesis, System Logic, to name a few. And he's got extensive experience working on important initiatives across his company, such as IT strategic business planning, global delivery and operations, change management, lifecycle delivery, customer engagements, and software consultancy work. So why are we talking about AI? And let me share some of the thoughts that are very pertinent today. One, and I'm sure you all are very familiar with, the applications of AI are growing every day. As again, I pointed out at the very beginning, we are looking at a Mars rover that is using our latest AI technologies and algorithms. And we are seeing improved AI participation, not only in our lives, but also at the place we work. So the industries have brought in AI in a very big way with a lot of investment and embracing the latest technology for all better decision making and improved productivity. AI systems have the advantage of capturing much wider array of data. And you all will be very familiar with the saying that the data is the new oil. And with all the data, I think AI becomes the most important aspect that we should embrace to make use of the data. And AI systems can help process data in real time. No matter what the veracity, no matter what the volume, I think it can help us to get through this data in real time. And this AI powered decision making is proving to be efficient. And it's already being embraced in various companies, because the decision making is the most important aspect in any corporate setup. And the more efficient it is, it will help the corporates to perform better, more productive, more profitable. And I would also like to talk about a couple of instances where AI has already become a reality in things such as driverless cars, right? There are certain cities in the world where driverless cars are being piloted. They are already running on the roads. We are also talking about AI bots doing all the repetitive and monotonous work that is happening in the factories. So these are just the samples, and I'm sure you all, each one of you, can come with varied examples and varied ideas where AI is put into practice. Our honorable Prime Minister is one of those progressive leaders that we have had in a long time, and he is also a progressive global leader when it comes to taking technology to its next logical level, even within the government engagements. And he says that we need to make AI in India and make AI work for India. I think that is a beautiful statement that he's made. And recently, he also came up with a statement saying that it remains a collective responsibility to ensure trust in how AI is used. Algorithm transparency is key to establishing this trust. And we can probably extend the same concept of how Niti Aayog, which is actually our think tank of the government of India, has partnered with varied technology players, implementing varied AI projects in critical areas such as agriculture and health. And the recent COVID times have seen that we've also heightened this sense of engagement using technology. So, where do we see the AI spending increasing, especially in a current economic situation, and how the corporates are bringing forth the latest technologies? If you look at it, the current surge in AI investment and business applications is actually unprecedented. Even with COVID's onslaught, we are seeing numerous companies having increased their investment in in AI, and I think that is a big step in itself, and that is going to make a huge, place and a huge opportunity for them to reap the benefits of AI. According to IDC, which is one of the leading business organizations or business research organizations, the worldwide spending on cognitive and AI systems would reach about 77.6 billion by 22. I think that is a huge investment considering how recent the technology has been. So that has given a lot of confidence for the AI engineers to be able to make use of their learning, make use of their knowledge to bring about a lot more transformation in this space. And interestingly, another report by a Gartner, again a very prominent research and consulting agency, saying that the business value created by AI could be in the value of about 4 trillion by 22. So even on a simple mathematic and rounding off the numbers to the next 10, I think 78 billion yielding a value of 4 trillion. I think that's a huge ROI by any standards. I think that is a fundamental differentiator that we are seeing in this particular momentum. So at this point, I would like to invite Chandra to talk about how we see these initiatives coming into picture, especially in industries.
Thanks, Jude. Let us look at why AI is so important now to the industry and business. See, AI is helping in making better informed decisions, and it is leading companies to make zero defect results. Every company wants a zero defect results because that's how they can showcase their products better to the industry. Bots have started replacing any repetitive work. IoTs are connecting more and more devices through sensors. So this is resulting in all becoming smarter. Your home, your car, your TV, everything around us is becoming smarter. So in future, any object will not be in a standalone mode. That means they will be communicating with each other. So huge set of data is going to come from all these sensors, all these objects, which are going to be in a cloud where we are going to analyze and take a result out of that. Now let us look at what are the new research which are all going on. You know that chatbot is already a known thing to everyone. the chatbots do a meet and greet first level with the customers. And you would have seen that in banks, insurance, travel portals, airports, self-help kiosks, all this you would have seen. So now the next is how to learn from user behavior so that a system can simulate that user behavior whenever a system interacts with a human. The next challenge will be how do we understand or simulate human reasoning process. What I mean by the reasoning process is related to seeing, hearing, learning, and reasoning, so that a system is able to simulate a human in terms of understanding all these kinds of speech, hearing, learning, object, all those stuff. The last but not the least is the human emotions. How will a AI understand it, which is a big research which is going on now. Hence, if you look at AI, it will bring a massive shift in how people perceive and interact with technology. You would have seen this in recent COVID pandemic itself, both in the treatment and in the research. Many researchers were using AI to come out with a vaccine, while the governments around the world, they were trying to understand the spread pattern so that they can control the spread pattern and give a treatment to that. I'm sure most of you will be using an AI gadget in your day-to-day life. Let me just take a few: an Alexa, Siri, Google personal assistants, a Netflix film recommendations. Amazon has started giving suggestions to you on what items you would like to take. So if you look at it, slowly, AI is, pervading all of us in our day-to-day life. The next question is, why is AI for the youth? Why should budding engineers take AI seriously? The next way of industrialization, when I say Industry 4.0, will be heavily focused on data-powered solution. In concept, Industry 4.0 means intelligent networking of machines and processes. How the industry will help to achieve this through information and communication technologies. This applies to all streams of engineering. So a good knowledge of AI will help the budding engineers to find a critical role in an employment. A hands-on knowledge will help them to demonstrate their skill to the prospective employer, even to launch their own entrepreneurial ventures. Now let us look at how a person prepares for a big career ahead. Yes, all this said and done, how do I get into that? So AI is one of the emerging technologies making its mark in every industry. I don't think there is any industry as on today which is not touched by AI. Everything is becoming smarter, and we have to become smarter to work with these smart elements around us. The world is connected through sensors. As I said, all sensors are emitting data, and they're all going to a cloud. So with the data science and machine language, we are going to learn from this data to work out on a data pattern, decision-making systems, neural networks. So all this, is going to help us to come out with predictions and models. If you look at around us, there are 130 million jobs which are going to be created around us. And at least 20% of that will involve AI as a core area. So it'll be in technology, the industry, healthcare, banking, finance, security. You name any of that, there is going to be a job opportunity there. Now, lots of recruitment activities we have started seeing in India and other places. The top 4 companies in India, if you look, they are going to recruit about 100,000 plus employees. Put together by all small, medium groups to startups, this will be around 3 lakh opportunities which companies are looking at smart engineers to join them. Now, you can aspire to be a machine learning engineer, a software engineer, a hardware engineer, or a research engineer, business intelligence developer. I'm just naming almost most of the opportunities which are existing in these kind of data sciences, machine languages, AI. So how do you land yourself in one of these jobs? Of course, you need to set a goal very clear. You should have an objective to say that, yes, I'm going to join. In your discussion and interviews, you should be able to cut through the noise and bring in clarity. This helps you to get noticed by the prospective employers. Employers are going to look for persons with a head start, so that they are able to easily take them and put them in their projects. So you need to be in a position to demonstrate the skills and knowledge to the prospective employer. So you need to have an opportunity to understand all these things. If you do that, now you stand a very good chance to work in any industry on any AI related objectives. Back to you, Jude.
Thank you, Chandra. I think if I were to really summarize what Mr. Chandrasekhar had just called out, one, as he rightly said, AI knowledge and depth helps you to prepare for a big career ahead. It will help you to find relevance in today's opportunities. It will help you to cut through the noise. There's a lot of buzz about data science, AI, machine learning. So a clear understanding will help you to land yourself in a better position in front of an interviewer, and I think he will be able to see through that your understanding is far more better than somebody who's just talking at a very higher cursory level. AI will also be able to help you to learn demonstrable skills, especially using some of your coding expertise. And last but not the least, like Chandra said, that you will be able to fit in any industry because almost all industries are embracing AI these days. Having said that, let's now look into some of the courses that we have put together, keeping all the engineers out there in mind. Point number one is very appropriate for everyone to get started on Python coding. So Python coding becomes the fundamental requirement, not necessarily the only one, but a fundamental requirement these days to help set the context in your in your area of pursuit, especially in AI, because it gives you a solid grounding and a footing when it comes to ability to showcase your skills in coding. We extend that after a good solid understanding in Python. It gets extended to a course in AI Foundation. It's a solid high intense program on across 30 hours and gives you a good perspective around AI as a technology and its relevance in our today's life. But at the same time, it gives you a good hands-on in showcasing or building your coding expertise, where you can showcase your ability or demonstrate it to your project supervisors, to your as part of your internship, as part of your projects, and most importantly, potentially in front of your interviewers as well. And there are many projects that are added as part of the course. And what you see here are a sample. Face recognition project, color separation project, sentiment analyzers, text-to-speech conversion. All these projects find their way in today's corporate setups. Many of them use them in, for example, in any of the healthcare apps. These days they use face recognition, or even in Facebook, for example, they use face recognition as a very established technology. Many of the projects that you will be working on as part of these courses are very relevant to today's employers. We also have a course in data science with Python. It's about 40 hours programs. And again, some of the projects that we will be working on are prediction and forecasting, weather forecasting, COVID pandemic analysis, sales forecasting, and creating dashboards for any of the potential corporate requirement. Course 4 is on machine learning with Python, again a 40-hour program where we look into very interesting projects on a probability of an event happening. Right? I think this is a very interesting project because it helps in a decision making in a corporate structure. You'll also be working on projects around real-time decisions, creating customer segmentations, and many more. And across these projects, you'll be working on tools that make it more exciting, more meaningful, and more relevant from a corporate structure standpoint. In fact, I am going to request again to Chandra to provide his inputs on these tools and probably share his thoughts on these.
Thanks, Jude. I think quite a lot of very interesting courses which are there and the tools which you will be learning. So now, the question is, why, what benefits you get out of these kind of courses if you undergo. This curriculum is tailor-made for the industry. It covers most important aspects of AI that any industry will be working with. What are the big things in the AI industry which is working? Image recognition should be there, ability to speech recognition, handwriting recognition, big data handling, using machine language for number crunching, coming out with business models, patterns, forecasting, predictions. So these courses help you to do that. These are the technologies used by top companies. So when some of these top companies are looking for people, definitely they will look for people with these kind of skills. Any critical business by any industry is made by predicting patterns and trends today. Now, the way we have structured these courses, it makes the learning a fun. Quite a lot of hands-on exercise are there to make relevance to theory what you learn. So instead of by-hearting the theory, you start understanding theory through a hands-on work. And all this content is high quality and is available on the cloud 24/7 for you. These are delivered by high quality tutors and mentors. Mentors help in clarifying doubts and selecting industry relevant projects for you. The projects and the hands-on work helps you to work on areas that make relevance to the industry. So this helps you to present your work very nicely to any prospective employer. See, you may feel that a recruiter may not have a challenge. They do have. When they come for recruitment, they need to bring the best of talent and make them available to their organizations. So when they come and meet you, they are also under pressure to get the right candidate, and they will be looking for candidates who can make the right sound bites so that they can select them. So once you go through these courses, we offer you the internship and projects also. These internship and projects are designed with industry orientation. You will work very closely with industry experts. You will get regular guidance from them. So this helps you to understand the concept very well. With a hands-on approach, you will be able to articulate the concept very well to the prospective employer, thereby helping you to land in a career which you are looking at. We organize quarterly webinars, industry sessions. This helps you to get connected with what's happening in the industry. Get connected, hear speech by professionals and AI experts from the industry and get to know their perspective. Share the latest happenings in the industry. They just give you a trend in real life applications. So this will be an excellent connect sessions for all of you to know what is happening. So just to summarize, what are the learning outcomes of that? You will have an excellent opportunity to develop 21st century skills. This will create relevance to your career choices. So this will give you a ready skills so that you can ace interviews, helps you to build confidence, and this will give you a confidence of can-do attitude. With a can-do attitude, you can definitely shine well wherever you have an interaction with an employer or any group where you want to make an impression. This influences your entrepreneurial skills. So if you've got something in mind that I want to develop a product, I want to have a startup, all this, it helps you because a better understanding of technology helps you to render what you are looking at as a career, helps you to land in your career as well as your future objectives. Back to you, Jude.
Yes, I think that is a very good summation of whatever we spoke now. I think we should be looking at, and I think that is probably an area where you're focusing as well to build skills that are more relevant today. And I think that is what our company is all about. So we are a Bangalore-based group, and our focus is to build a futuristic and career-building skills among you all. And our envision is to make sure that our students go on to solve problems using technologies and probably start working on big innovations. I think, as again earlier I brought out, and our Honorable Prime Minister highlighting that Atmanirbhar Bharat. I think we are looking at a self-sustainable model of our own growth, and I think we should be looking at building the next Facebook or the next Instagram. And I think we have the set of people, the quality, the resources, and I think that is what the world is looking up to us as well. And we partner with leading colleges such as yours to deliver our courses as well as projects and internship. We work on multiple technologies. We call them the competencies. And these are the competencies that we regularly come up with: courses, trainings, projects. And I'm sure we talked about today about 4 of our top courses, but shortly you'll also be coming across and hearing from us on many more of these topics shortly. And the best way to get in touch with us is visit our website. It's modo.one. It's very simple. It's modo.one. And you can write to us at contact@modo.one or call us at 730-343-2930. In the past, we have received some of calls from some of your, some of the students from CGC. And I think this time we are looking at, engaging with you more closely with many more students to come. And this is also a time when you can now start shooting any questions that you may have. I'll remind you that you have the option to chat with us. You can click on the chat button and you can drop in your question. Alternatively, if you're listening to the YouTube live, you can also drop your questions there. So now is the time for Q&A. And if you have any questions, feel free to address the share the questions with us through chat, and you can also put it on the YouTube live in the comment section as well. All right, so we have our first question from a gentleman, Gaurav. And Chandra, if you're unmuted yourself, you can probably address the question. I'm going to read out the question. How to create AI with the help of coding? Please tell about it, sir.
Excellent question. Now let me just summarize, what are the things we need. See, what is a AI? AI is a reduced information from any repository what you have over the past. So we can come out with a prediction pattern, all those stuff. So how do we do it? Let me say, Python is a language which has been used heavily now, very popular in almost all industries and corporates. So if you have a good Python knowledge, so I'll say that you will start writing Python programs. Now, when you start writing Python programs, suppose if you have quite a lot of data sets, let me say a movie recommendation system. Let me just take it for an example. Now you have interest in certain kinds of movies. Say a science fiction, you like it very well. Now I have a huge data set. Millions of people have said different movies, they have rated, they have put their thing. Now, can I align your interest on that? That is a data science on that. Now I have a machine language which just extracts this kind of data positioning and gives me a cluster of data. Now using this cluster of data, I take your interest and take you directly to what you like on that. Thereby, I'm able to give you a movie which is of interest to you. That means you are not asking a question to the system, tell me a movie of my interest, but the system knows this is what you like on that. Same thing Amazon is doing. So if you look at it more and more, these kind of predictions you can make by developing a program. So what you need is you need Python, you need a Psyche program, Psyche library, which has all these kind of libraries on that. Then you have a Panda, where you can have this kind of data sciences, a data set analyzing, you have machine language. So the ML uses the Psyche and the Panda kind of data libraries, which helps you to analyze the data set and come out with a cluster. And then through the cluster, we just narrow down to the nearest point of your interest and extract and predict a model out of that. So hope I answered your question of through your programming, through use of libraries, through use of that. So if you want to know how to do it, exactly that's why we organize this kind of courses, which helps you to come very close to what you are looking at. Trust I've answered your question. If you still have any doubts on that, please ask me more.
Yes, if you have a follow-through question, Gaurav, feel free to drop in. And as rightly Chandra said that, while you may have a theoretical context on AI, I think what we are looking to help you is on the development side of things. So Gaurav says, thank you. Okay, awesome. I have a question that is directly sent to me by a gentleman named Vikas. And again, this is directed to you, Chandra, is that, sir, which platform is good to work in machine learning, MATLAB or Python?
See, if you look at it, you need to use all. There is nothing like a separate platform. It's all combination. Python is a language, right? Matplotlib, if you look at it, that helps you to come out with a library which helps you to formulate your own graphs of any complexity graph. So the question is, do you have to spend a programming effort to come out with a graph, or use the Matplotlib with the coordinates, and the Matplotlib helps you to come out with those kind of graphical representation using the data what you have. And the machine language, if you look at it, there are different kinds of machine languages which you want to use based on the topic what you want. It could be a supervised learning. Suppose if a known data set is there, probably best is to go by a supervised learning set. What if you have a data which comes in bits and pieces, it doesn't have much of relevance to each other. So I need to just put the dots and then come out with an idea, then an unsupervised learning will be helpful. So you decide on the machine language, type of machine language, algorithm which you want to use based on the problem what you have. Then use the Python as a language, use the libraries, and then use your data, train your data sets in the terms of data patterns, come out, use Matplotlib to present your representations outside world. That's how you use these tools.
Right. Thank you, Chandra. And I think, Vikas responded back saying thank you. And here's another question that has directly come to us is that, will the courses be online or inside the college? I think we are looking at, we'll be more than happy to set up these classes on site. And I think now that we are getting out of the pandemic and we are all getting back to colleges, we are looking to come there in person and conduct these classes so that there's a better engagement and better interaction between the tutors as well as the students. So that's my response for you. And another question again that's come directly to me from a gentleman named Aman is that, good afternoon. My question is how to get relevant data from cloud to actually use it with our code to produce appropriate results. Chandra, I want to take that.
Sure. There are two ways of taking the data from the cloud. One is you can form your own cloud data. Suppose you are using the IoT project with lots of sensors. Whenever a sensor emits a data based on a situation, event, then the data is taken to a cloud. And over a period of time, suppose if this data collection is going on for, say, 6 months, 1 year, 1.5 years, definitely you will have a huge set of data which is formed, which you can take it from the cloud directly and work on that. That is one way you can take the data. Second, there are quite a lot of data sets which are available, owned by quite a lot of CSR activities, government agencies, private agencies, research labs, they have got quite a lot of data. They do give access to this data for the interested person, maybe on a commercial basis and also on a non-commercial basis. So you can access those data sets and start making it part of your data, and then start your analyzing, and then have your extrapolations, patterns, wherever you want to do that. So these are the two ways of things. You can form your own data and take it, or you can go for your data organized by others and access it in your programs for your analysis or your detections.
Thank you, Chandra. I think that makes a lot of sense. Okay. And Aman has acknowledged that. Thank you very much, sir. Okay. So students, again, there's a follow-up question on how to use database, use of internet. I think probably the question was more on the lines of how to probably use a database from the internet. So I think, Chandra, you also talked about how we can use the database that is readily available. Maybe if you can also share any prominent places where students can also get ready-made databases. Anything that you can share with the students, Chandra?
There are quite a lot of websites available. For example, climate controls, you take it. Government of India has got data on that. So you look at COVID pandemic, the world, the Harvard universities, they have got data on that. So you can, depending on the type of data, what you are looking at, you can take it. But how to use database when you ask, probably I'll add one more point here. You might be thinking of a Mongo database for DB, for example. So you could use a MongoDB and then populate all this data back into the MongoDB, because that helps you to populate any kind of data which is there, an image, a sheet of document, a data set which is already there. So that becomes a much more powerful engine for you to handle a DB kind of any data, any conventional, unconventional data, which you can make it part of your programming, and you can access that also. If I can use, since I'm using the word database, I'm just saying Mongo is used very, very prominently in the AI world, which you can use also.
Thank you. And I think very interesting question, of course, not related to the courses or the topic, but it's very relevant to the AI itself, is from a student who's asking, till what extent can we trust AI? Isn't it harmful? I think with all technologies, I think this is very relevant. It's not just about AI. I think in all technologies, we learned about it in the beginning of automation, and now we are talking about AI, is that ethical use of technology. I think for every technology, there is always the good side and the bad side. And if you remember that when Isaac Asimov wrote the books and the laws around robotics, I remember he talking about how the AI, robots should be created to not harm others. I think that was the fundamental thought he had in mind as early as probably about 40, 50 years ago. I think that's a fundamental thought that we should all have, is that, whatever technology that is developed with a good intention. So with that in mind, I think we all should be working towards creating an ecosystem, creating technologies that probably is going to help humans, and then on the for against the humans, right? So I think probably it's safe to leave it at that. In fact, there are some very interesting reading. I would also suggest to you, Sagar, is take a read about ethics of AI. I think there is some enough and more papers written about ethics of AI, good versus bad AI, and so on. I think that will be a good knowledge that you can probably keep in mind. There is a very interesting comment made by Rana, and he's actually shared it with everyone. So it's a good it's a good site that he's talking about, Kaggle. I think Kaggle is again a very good repository of data. And thanks for bringing up, Rana. I think it's a good point that students can also look at Kaggle as a good place where you can download or access interesting databases. Okay, I think we are on the top of the hour now. We are at 1:45 and the prescribed time. And I'm very happy that students, you all been able to join on a midday on a Saturday. And I sincerely appreciate the management for having shared the webinar's details with the students. So thank you all as part of the CGC management. And students, I wish you a very, very good luck and wish you success in your chosen career path. We only hope that shortly we'll also get to meet you all in person as we kick off our projects and courses in your campus. So again, once again, all the very best and be safe. And thank you, Mr. Chandrasekharan. It's an honor to have you on this session as always. Thank you.
Thank you, Jude.